Hello everyone, this is the Captain Swan podcast number 44. I'm Serena, Savior out on Tumblr, and we are gonna go to the introductions.
Hi, I'm Lisa, and I'm You Brought Me Home.
Hi, I'm Melanie Fraser-Jones.
Hi, I'm Michelle, and to the end of the world or time.
And today it's just us. This is cozy. So yeah, we are gonna talk about the double episode and answer some questions, and we have several questions. So
And probably Rumple Haterade.
there is
Robin Hood Haterade.
Yeah,
There
Robin
is a
Hood
bit.
Gatorade for sure.
there is a bit of haterade, yes.
Be forewarned and forearmed. This is going to be nasty. Bumpy seas ahead.
Especially because I've been talking about it all week, so
Because we are usually so sweet.
for Robin is even bigger for me than for... Because I'm reconnected with my Robin Hood roots this week, so...
I know.
Okay, so our first question is from everyone's favorite Swan Badger shipper, Stephanie, who is not here because she's somewhere else doing Badger shipper.
I thought you was a Swan winner, not a Swan Bagel.
And she's probably writing a fanfiction where Neil didn't send Emma to jail. But she sent an ask with the following question. In previous season, they said that there is an actual space in the loft up where Emma's room is, but it's too tight to get a camera up there. Now, all of a sudden, we get a set built for a room for the purpose of a Regina Henry scene. Unlikely. Discuss. And place bets on whether Captain Swan gets coffee at the end of 4A or if we have to wait until 4B. Sincerely, Swan Bagger shipper.
Well, first of all, I am leaning towards the getting coffee before 4A, and
Yeah,
she is right that this is the first time we've ever seen that upstairs part of the loft, and I can't help but think I mean, Regina and Henry, I mean, they could have had this. They could have had
Lisa,
that.
are you cooking dinner? Because we can hear it.
No, I'm not cooking dinner. I ate some soup. I have a cup here. So, sorry.
Okay, well, anyway, it is the first time we've ever seen that upper part of the loft, and so, I mean, the Regina and Henry scene, not all that important. They could have had it anywhere in the loft, but they had it up there to introduce us to that space. And
Hey. Maybe
what better reason to introduce us to that space than Emma and Killian finally having
I was gonna say
Most
that. You got the words out of my mouth. It's something.
I mean, it's either there when the Charmings are otherwise occupied somewhere else, or in Killian's room at Granny's.
I am definitely predicting coffee times at the end of 4A, solely for the fact that now we have these behind-the-scenes photos from filming of 412, where they are walking down the street with their arms around each other. And okay, you know that your ship is special when you care more about stuff like that than actual kissing scenes.
Yes.
There was talk of a kissing scene too. That kind of
I mean, that is a huge.
Hey, and the kiss on the head, and there's also a picture of Colin kissing on his head.
But them walking down the street with their arms around each other and being all public display of affection and stuff is a huge deal, because that is Emma putting it out in public, going, "Fuck you all. I'm with this guy
he's
right
putting
here,
on in public?
right now."
Damn, I didn't know Emma was an exhibitionist.
No, she wouldn't even give him a kiss in front of Elsa. She was like, whoa. Even though, it was because it was an emotional scene after what had just happened, she was still kind of like, oh, this is cool, but hold up, we have company. Now she's like, no fucks given. This is mine.
Well, and it's a huge shift, and it obviously tells us that something huge is going to happen between now and then.
So she's that touchy-feely with him because of what happened with his heart. I'm almost certain by the end of 11 sexy times are going to be had.
Damn right, damn right.
You're talking about this man feels he's living on borrowed time.
Yeah.
And his death is imminent. So once he gets his heart back and is able to fully feel and that crisis is averted, do you honestly believe they're going to want to hold back after that?
No. It's going to be a lot of expensive bang.
I feel like for 12, from the picture we have seen, starts with a kind of several scenes of several scenes of people living normal life. Like there's Regina dropping off Henry at school, and Emma and Hook having breakfast. And then there's Belle opening the library. There's a scene of Belle opening the library, and Hook going inside after her. So my crack theory is that he's her new assistant.
I would kind of love that.
I need them to be like bro OTPing all over the place. I need Belle and Hook to be friends, especially because it'll piss off Rumple, and pissing off Rumple brings me joy.
Hey, I'm just glad we finally got what we wanted from Belle, that she's not going to shove his shit under the rug and like get in his face and yell, "Oh, I don't think so," about what he's done. It looks like they're actually going to break up, like real breakup.
Thank God.
I mean,
for me.
We don't know, but we can only hope. I mean, it would make sense, but it also would have made sense that she'd have a reaction when she found out he killed his first wife, but she didn't. So, yeah, let's hope for Belle to have a normal human reaction this time.
And leave Rumple to his pips.
Rumple's gathering a posse.
Apparently there is not a magic user in any realm that he does not know. But if everyone has this theory that the sorcerer is gonna come out of the hat after they stop him, and that he's gonna open the door so that Anna and Elsa and Kristoff can go back home. But
you mean the apprentice?
Yeah, the apprentice. So if he comes out, does that mean that other magic users are gonna come out?
Okay, wait. Because we know that the Blue Fairy is going to be in one of these episodes coming up, and Rumple is using Killian as a magical hitman, and Rumple hates the fairies anyway. So I guarantee you the Blue Fairy is going to be like one or two on Rumple's hit list. But we also got word that she was shooting the other day. So if she's back shooting after having got sucked into the hat, then clearly people are getting out of the hat.
But the Ursula's coming out.
She's the Blue Fairy. Like she got her shadow removed and came back like, I'm back, bitches.
Exactly. That's why the Blue Fairy is all kinds of sketch.
I think Ursula is supposed to be coming out of the hat, and Cruella, and I'm like, that's impossible. Cruella is not a magic user, and if they make her one, I'm going to scream shenanigans.
Didn't we get picture of Rumple shooting in New York City? So maybe he goes to retrieve Cruella in New York City.
Why does someone care about her, though? All she cares about is killing puppies and making coats.
You don't know that it's Cruella.
There's a bit from, I think, like the finale shooting that had like Regina and Rumple and a Dalmatian. Protect Pongo. Operation Protect Pongo.
And I know that
Operation Pongo.
Maleficent is definitely not in that hat. Maleficent remains, whatever's left of her, is still underneath the library in the cave.
The girl who was at the filming the other day said that it looked like Emma and Regina were doing magic, and they were looking up, so she thought that maybe they were looking at Dragon Maleficent like coming out of the library.
Yeah, because everyone there was also a lot of people like running, so yeah definitely.
A dragon would cause that kind of chaos.
Yeah.
And
just like the snow monster did in the premiere.
Maleficent loves to make an entrance.
Exactly. She's a diva.
I mean, she's the diva.
But I don't understand what Rumple's endgame is in for example, Ursula is a goddess. I mean, she should be more powerful than he is. So what would be
I mean, he's using him.
what would
Yeah.
be his purpose in summoning someone who's more powerful?
Who
Honestly.
knows?
Because he doesn't believe. That's his biggest flaw. He doesn't believe there's anyone more powerful than him.
Well, he can say whatever he wants, but he's only 300 years old. Ursula is thousands of years old. She could squash him like a bug, to be honest with you.
Well, something is uniting all those villains because Rumpel was hanging out with Cruella and Ursula, and I'm sure he's gonna try to enlist Maleficent as soon as she's no longer a dragon.
Although, considering that, I'm actually kind of intrigued. Ursula's Sea Witch, is this going to be a segue into bringing in Killian's story?
Well,
Yeah.
remember.
Well, we know
I
4B
think
is going to be
that
about
But
Killian.
also, remember that bit from the blurb for the mid-season finale that is called Heroes and Villains, and in the Enchanted Forest of the Past, they're gonna have like a battle royale of witches. So I'm
An
sure Ursula
embarrassment
is
of
involved
bitches.
in that. It's gotta be a battle royale, please. I need to see magic people flinging magic at each other. I need it. Give it to me, show.
Yes, I mean, come on.
Okay, we have another question. Mind Your Helm asks, do you think this Killian Hart thing will be resolved in 4A or
Yes.
drag out into
Yes.
4B?
Absolutely.
It can be resolved in 4A.
Yeah, it's gonna be resolved in a few episodes. Like, not next time or the one after that, but definitely 11. I'm predicting 11.
I mean,
Yeah.
based on the filming pictures for 412, they wouldn't be all happy,
Yeah.
joy, kissy facey if he was still without a heart. Just
Honestly,
Exactly. And Rumpel would not need to gather a magical posse if he had won. Like, if he had managed to do what he wanted to do and uncleave himself from the dagger, A, Killian would be dead, and he's clearly not dead, and B, he wouldn't feel like he needed to gather a posse around him to, like, take out these heroes who keep fucking up his life.
Yes. Honestly.
And seriously, I had this whole post about this the other day, that they, by introducing the hat and having Anna interact with the hat and the Snow Queen and all that stuff, they connected it to the Frozen stuff. So by connecting it to the Frozen stuff, you have to resolve it in the Frozen arc, otherwise it's BS. That's crappy storytelling. So they gotta fix it, and the only way to fix it is to get Killian his heart back.
Yes.
And plus, we have that whole blurb from the finale that says, two beloved couples are going to be changed forever. The only two couples who are connected are Rumbel and Captain Swan because Rumpel is trying to kill Killian.
I know some people thought that it might be snowing, but I'm like, they've already had enough of they've gone through shit already.
No, I think what Josh was talking about was the Shattered Sight spell, that it's going to like pit them against each other, and then as soon as the Shattered Sight spell is broken, they're going to...
I think the thing about the two couples, one of them is obviously Rumbel, but the other could be Captain Swan or Outlaw Queen, because for sure Robin is leaving in the finale, and I actually don't think he's dying, but I think the writers are getting rid of him. I think the Frozen people, I think Marion will choose to go back to the Enchanted Forest with the Frozen people, and Robin will choose to follow her. So yeah, that's how they will get rid of Outlaw Queen, but leave the possibility of Regina getting the happy ending at the end of the series, because it feels like for sure they don't want to write Robin, and they don't want to write Outlaw Queen together. So yeah.
Honestly, I didn't post it on Tumblr. I mostly ranted to Jude and to other people that the way they hanged on Outlaw Queen is actually really, really fucked up, and it's like Adam and Eddie don't really give a shit about Outlaw Queen.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Outlaw Queen. Outlaw Queen's only been a thing since season 3. Like, it hasn't been like built up the way the other couples have been built up. So that's why Robin leaving. They're not a beloved couple in the same way that Rumbelle or Captain Swan or Snowing is.
When you're talking about beloved couples' lives changed forever, him going back to Enchanted Forest with the wife, that's not like.
And it doesn't just say that; it says tested. How is Robin choosing to go back to the Enchanted Forest testing Outlaw Queen? Because Regina's not going to leave Henry. I mean, that's just crazy pants.
And it's not like their relationship hasn't been tested the entire first half of season 4 anyway, so it's like nothing would really change.
Well, they haven't really been tested. It's just been Robin thinking with his stick.
Whereas you got Captain Swan, who, I mean, Killian is literally living on borrowed time. He's at Rumple's whim, and if he disobeys him, he could die. And actually, he knows that once Rumple's got enough magic to go in the hat, he's going to die.
Yeah.
That's why he's reacting the way he is with her, trying to love her as much as he can, because he knows he has little time left. God, I hope she figures it out. I mean, she obviously noticed something was a little off.
She noticed something.
Well, I think she will. It's just she's not going to have time to deal with it because she's going to be trying to deal with the Snow Queen.
Yeah, if she tries to do this, next episode, Emma will have to try to stop the Snow Queen from doing the spell, but then she fails, so the episode after that there will be the spell, and then there's the finale already. So
you think she'll figure out that his heart is gone somewhere between episode 10 and 11?
Personally, I think either Belle's going to figure it out and tell her, or the Snow Queen's going to be like, when Emma and Elsa defeat her and tell her where to stick.
Here's the thing, Belle is the only one.
The Snow Queen knows what Rumple needs to finish the spell. I mean, she's the one who told him. So the Snow Queen, in some sort of weird redemption thing, might actually tell Emma what's going on, if Emma hasn't figured it out already.
I think that, well, first of all, Belle is the only hero that knows where the Snow Queen lives.
That's true.
And Laddie and I were Captain Swan approved. We're talking about this on WhatsApp the other day. We think that the person who's gonna realize the whole heart thing is gonna be Belle.
I hope it's Belle.
And it would make sense for her to find out. Like maybe she sees him control him the way was it Oliver? Craig's dad saw Regina speaking into the heart. That may happen in parallel with that.
Well, a lot of people have a theory that because he doesn't have a heart, that the Shattered Sight spell will not affect him like it will affect everyone else. But then we have spoilers
that everybody's affected except Emma and Elsa.
Yeah, because of the ribbons, but because he doesn't have a heart and he can't fully feel anything anyway.
No, but he can. I mean, Jen has said that, him not having his heart doesn't stop him from loving her. That he still loves her. It might be, it might feel a little muted to him, but he still feels stuff. It's just like Regina did when she didn't have her heart. She loved Henry and Robin enough to break the curse because she loved Henry that much.
I think it's a total retcon from season 2 and Wonderland and everything. But since the Regina and everything, they have tried to sell that you still love without heart, which still makes no sense, but yeah.
The thing is, though, that if he gets affected by the Shattered Sight spell, I don't think Rumple is going to allow it. Rumple needs him.
No, I don't think Killian's gonna be anywhere near Emma while the Shattered Sight spell's going on. So it doesn't even matter. That he's gonna be around Rumple doing Rumple related.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I think Rumple is going to shield him from the spell because he needs
Rumple has
him.
to shield himself from the spell.
Yes, but he also needs him because he's his hired muscle or whatever. And he also knows that if Killian gets affected by the Shattered Sight spell, who do you think he is going to go after first? Hello? Rumpelstiltskin.
You can't kill Rumple. He knows that.
I know.
But
he's not going to be in control of his actions because he's under a spell. So, obviously...
But my question is, Rumple, as long as Rumple has Killian's heart, Killian can't do anything to him. Even with the Shattered Sight spell, all they can do is spew venom at each other, which they do anyway.
You know what?
I don't think the Shatter Sight spell is about like hitting your enemies more. It's about seeing the worst in your loved ones. So it's some. I
I
mean,
need a rumble.
it would make sense for Killian to get mad at, I don't know, Emma or Charming, not Trampoline. Is mad at Trampoline is normal unspelled.
You know what my real
Well,
question is?
well, the problem is, I mean, I know this is only like, a brief bit of the episode, but we have those spoilers from when they were filming episode 10 that had everybody fighting in the street, and Killian's not there. So unless he has, a scene with Emma where he's spewing venom at her or whatever, or with Charming or something that we didn't see, I don't think he's there. I think
He's
off
with Rumple.
doing Rumple stuff.
You know what the real question is? And this is a very important question. How the fuck does Colin look so good while he's standing through a fence? Seriously, I'm looking at the clip right now, and oh my god, like the little smirk, and it's like, seriously, what the fuck, man? How?
I have this feeling that it's going to go down like this. In all honesty, the Shattered Sight spell is the perfect distraction that Rumple needs to walk around and start grabbing people off of the street. Emma's going to be so busy trying to keep people from ripping each other's faces off, fighting, but she's not going to notice what Rumple's doing. So Rumple's going to shield himself, and he's going to shield Hook, and they're just going to walk around and start grabbing magical people, fairies, I'm guessing, and just start stuffing them into the hat while everyone is distracted.
Although my question is, if Rumple wants to snag magic people, why he's not sucking Regina in the hat?
Seriously.
I don't know. He's probably going to go after whoever is easiest. How many fairies are there in that church?
A lot.
There's at least one.
This would be the perfect excuse to have Tinkerbell again, but they can't.
You got Tink, you got Nova, Blue. Blue is very powerful. And then you got all the other little ones.
The other one, the one with the wand. The one that brought the wand to the fairy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we have some other questions from, let's see, Captain Heart Eyes. Question for 408. I was wondering, was I the only one a little disappointed that Killian wasn't the one to stop Emma? I love Frozen with Swan, but I felt like, Mai, let me finish! But I felt that it would have made more sense coming from someone who knew her better. Okay, you can answer now.
Okay, this has been a big problem, and I actually wrote a pretty big memo about it. This isn't about, the scene wasn't about Elsa helping her. I mean, yeah, Elsa helped her, but really it was about Emma helping Emma. Emma being the one to stop herself. Emma being the one to love herself. It was literally a scene about self-love and how the most important part of it all is to love yourself.
Exactly.
And honestly,
okay, I will admit that my initial reaction was the exact same reaction that our asker had. I was super duper pissed. You did not want to come near me in the initial hour after the episode. I was really pissed off. But then I got over it.
Yeah, that's
I am now completely on board with the way they did it.
I was like, okay, I'm calmed down, so I thought about it. Killian does not love himself. Killian has a big problem with self-esteem. We saw it. And it was pretty obvious this episode, and they made it that way. They made it that way that in an episode where Emma finally, after 3 seasons, finally loves herself with all that she is, we see a Killian that still thinks she's the worst human around.
Okay, and I'd also like to point out that basically the Snow Queen said in order for the ribbons to work, that it needed to be three sisters who had embraced their magic and their powers. And so what she had done was when she chained Elsa up earlier, that was a test. That was Elsa embracing her powers without Anna.
Mm-hmm.
That was Elsa's moment. The same moment that Elsa then helped Emma achieve in this episode. That's why it had to be Elsa. Because Elsa had already done it. We saw her do it.
Yes, and if there's any character in the entire Disney history who has had self-love problems, it's Elsa.
Yeah. And I firmly believe that Killian's self-esteem will be worked on in 4B after we get his heart back. And Emma's like, I like you just the way you are. And that's what all this delving into his past is going to be. And that's why I don't think, just to change the subject just slightly, is I don't think we're getting our true love moment until 422, after Killian's had his little mini.
I've been saying it, and I'm going to keep saying it. True love skips is gonna come in 4B because it makes the most sense.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with what I'm going to agree with what you guys are saying. At first, I was a little irritated that it wasn't Killian in there with her, but once I had the chance to think about it, I was like, you know what? The way that they did it was right. Yes, Elsa might not have known her for very long, but she understood emotionally what Emma was going through. And as you had said, it's not about romance, it's about Emma loving herself. She had to be able to she needs to do this. She can't help Hook the way he needs to be helped. She can't fight for him the way he needs to be fought for until she's able to accept herself. And I just saw an article posted on Tumblr from ET Online. Oh my god, you guys have to hear this.
I read
it. Did you see the site? Did you see the chat bar?
Heartless hero. Fans were devastated at the end of last Sunday's epic 2-hour adventure when Rumple stole Hook's heart right out of his perfectly chiseled chest. Now with the crazed Snow Queen on the loose and a terrifying spell looming in the not so far distant future, we've got yet another sorbet crisis Emma needs to help solve. So when is Emma going to get to the heart of the matter? There's so many things going on, but eventually somehow Emma is going to help him get his heart back. Morrison teased. I don't know how or when, and that's when O'Donoghue chimed in with this perfect line. That's what girlfriends do. He said, be honest, who else fell on the floor from swooning too hard?
Yeah.
Boom, haters! Suck it.
Dude, nobody loves the Captain Swan more than the media. It's like, wait, did you see Robin Hood? Captain Swan. Did you see Elsa? Captain Swan. You know? Captain Swan.
Oh, and I'd like to point out that Jen saying she doesn't know how or when the media people were up there before the finale was shot, so they didn't have finale scripts at that point. So at that point, she wouldn't have known when it was going to happen. But it's pretty clear based on the blurb we got for the finale that it's going to be in the finale.
And now, just hearing this article, I'm pretty sure that Captain Swan is one of the couples that's going to irrevocably be changed.
Yeah, it has to be.
Honestly, I think the irrevocably is changed. One is going to be for the positive, Captain Swan, and one for the negative, Rumble. Because I think that Adam and Annie realized that they can't keep the Rumble. Number one, it's not fair to the shippers to just bring them to the back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So they either have to break them up completely or keep them together. And
not only that, but
after everything Rumple's done, they can't be together. I mean, their entire marriage is based on a lie.
That's the thing. There's only so much that this woman can forgive before it makes her look like a complete idiot.
Honestly.
And I really hope that they use this time apart to establish Belle as an independent character, independent of Rumple. That would be awesome.
And also, this is going to go back to the little queen I was talking about beforehand. Belle, although Belle needs to have more to her character, we know a shitload more about Belle than we know about Robin. Like, we don't know anything about Robin. And The kid, and he doesn't even know anything about Robin. I mean, he obviously forgot he was a father. Poor baby Hobbit.
Okay, we have 2 questions about the voicemail. Killian Lover 27 wants to know, do you think Emma will ever hear the message from Killian on her phone, and do you think Rumpel deleted it? How do you think she will learn the truth if she does not hear the message? And Captain Heart Eyes wants to know, hi everyone, I love the podcast and look forward to hearing your theories every week. The scene that really killed me this episode was Killian's voicemail. What was your reaction to it, and the fact that Emma won't hear it thanks to Rumpel? Bye.
Oh my god.
I
Talk about destroying your emotions. Fuck you, Colin. Please stop. I mean, the whole voicemail just gutted me. I'm just like, really?
It's like, how does this man not have some sort of Golden Globe, Emmy award, something? Because, oh my god.
But as far as Emma hearing it, right now I'm leaning towards not. I hope so. I desperately hope she gets to hear it. I mean, I really hope she gets to hear the anguish in his voice and how much he feels like he failed her. So I hope Rumpel didn't delete it.
I don't know if he deleted it or not.
But it's unclear.
Him with the phone.
But that's what I'm saying. It's Rumpel, and if he magically manipulated the tape, from when they attacked the Sorcerer's Apprentice and in the sheriff's station, who's saying he can't magically fuck with her phone?
We don't know that he manipulated.
But since Rumpel can magically manipulate it, maybe the voicemail now says something different. Maybe it's Killian singing some song.
I mean,
can be anything.
When Rumpel had the phone, the whole point was, a loose end, but he thought Emma was about to die, and he had the phone to make sure Emma didn't hear it before she went into the room. Well, now she didn't go in there, and he has Killian's heart, so it would behoove Rumpel to go into her phone and delete it and then give her her phone back.
But then he'd have to explain why he had her phone.
Not if he poofed it back into her car.
Shit!
He has magic. He can just poof it wherever he wants.
You forgot the poofing.
Well,
speaking of poofing, Emma needs to learn the poofing.
Yeah, she needs to learn the poofing.
But I mean, Regina should have poofed to Robin instead of going back normal.
I mean, really, Regina, are you a witch or aren't you?
I'm just gonna walk back all the way to Robin's place, all the way back to downtown, which is all the way across the other side of the town. Just walking along this dirt road in my heels when it's bitter ass cold out.
It's not like people don't know she's a witch or something. Of course, you could just poof herself.
I mean, can we talk about how Robin started doing research for Regina's stupid quest and didn't think to do some research to unfreeze his wife?
Exactly.
That's where Robin's priorities are.
Robin is
that's why I'm not giving two shits about the whole storyline
I have
anymore.
completely dropped off the Outlaw Queen thing. I don't even care. They've ruined Robin Hood, who's one of my favorite fictional characters of all time.
Seriously.
And Regina, I vacillate between liking Regina and hating Regina, so I just don't care.
I have to.
Screen time, please go away.
Let me point out once again that I hated Outlaw Queen before it was cool.
Yes, Serena.
I have to give her. I will give her this much. She surprised me in how she was with Henry. I thought she did she was really good when she was up there, and she comforted him when he felt like he was less because he didn't have magic. He didn't feel like that.
Although I have a question about that scene. But hold on. I was also really surprised, and actually kind of it made me feel good to see that she was finally accepting the fact that she did wrong, that she messed up Henry's life, and she took responsibility for it finally, and she
finally said, "Hey, Snow, don't do the same shit to Emma that I did to Henry, okay?"
Thank God.
Wow, that's a.
The whole Charming. I'm really pissed off with that because really, Charming has been like his daughter's constant. Like,
yeah, what was up with that? They had Charming had a temporary lobotomy or something.
like seriously, Charming has never been against magic. He's been proud of his daughter doing magic. So what the fuck was that?
Well, okay,
I think they just wanted to they saw that. I think they just wanted to be like, oh, see, Snow is not just a bad one. Charming's bad too.
It's not that, okay, he doesn't fear her or her magic. I think that he just wants her to do whatever he feels she needs to do to make her happy. That's all he wants, is whatever makes her happy. It's just, it was a poor choice of words for him to say, that maybe if she didn't have magic, she'd be normal. I could tell by the look on his face after he said the words, he knew that it was a poor choice of words.
Like, seriously, when I agree with
thank God for Elsa. And okay, back to the Regina thing for 1 second. If Regina could just heal Henry, why didn't she just do that from the very beginning instead of trying to read about Wolverine for umpteen minutes?
I don't know.
As she always had that ability to heal. I kind of remember Rumpel having to heal him in season 2 when he got hurt in the fiery shadow world with Aurora.
I mean, Rumpel healed Belle immediately when she got shot, so it's not like it's a time issue.
I didn't remember Regina having this power before.
Yeah. Well, I don't think she's ever used it before.
No, because Regina generally hates people and wants them to suffer, so...
That's true.
Sure.
Okay, another question from Anonymous. They say, I know some of you don't like the David Jones mythology, but what if Rumpel hid Killian's heart in a chest and then ended up losing it somehow in the mid-season finale? It would make a nice transition into 4B since we know that we will see more of Killian's backstory.
That's doubtful. He needs that heart way too desperately. He's not going to let it out of his sight. Period.
No.
In a statement.
I mean, the only thing that the heart's going to get put into when Rumpel is not actively using it to control Killian is in that vault that he's already got his dagger in.
Yeah.
This Davy Jones thing really drives me crazy.
I have no idea what David Jones is.
Oh, be thankful.
Have you seen the movie Pirates?
The movie
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
I saw a couple of them, and I even saw the one with Penelope Cruz, but I hated it.
In the second movie,
the third movie.
Davy
the third
Jones
movie is where shit becomes bullshit, and I get angry.
Davy Jones was the one that had the tentacles coming out of his chin, and
grass.
Basically, in the movie, Davy Jones is Will's dad, and
no, he's the captain of the Flying Dutchman.
And Will takes over as Davy Jones at the end of the third movie, and he can only see Elizabeth once every 10 years or some fuckery, and I'm like, no, just no.
For me, the movie ended
make the theory stop.
They were fighting on the ship, and Will got stabbed in the chest, and he was dying. So they could either let him die, or since Davy Jones was already killed, the Flying Dutchman had to have a captain. And in order to become the captain, you have to sacrifice your heart. Your heart gets put into a chest, which means you're obligated to be the captain for 10 years. So in order to save his life, they took his heart out.
Yeah, it was not good.
And they gave it to Elizabeth because, she's always had his heart. And he served his 10 years and came back, and then I guess they had a child together.
Oh yeah, they did. There was a 9-year-old kid sitting there when the Flying Dutchman comes back.
Yeah, and the last scene they see you is the morning after, and then you see a kid. Like,
Yeah.
So that one night that they had, she obviously conceived a child. So yeah. I don't need nor want to see Killian gone for 10 years. No,
Yeah,
thank you.
that's bumfuckery. I don't want that. Just make it stop.
Okay. We have the last two questions, and they are about Rumpel.
Oh, God.
Captain Hard Eyes has, I just wanted to say that Rumpel is a dirty bastard, especially after this episode. What do you think his plan is for Killian? And
to murder him.
To kill him?
Murder.
And was Fan 2 says, how much do you want to rip Rumpel into shreds right now?
Yes.
How dare he hurt Hook? We should send Mai to deal with him. If Mai is not available, we can send Michelle
Yes.
or Steph or Serena. Or what the heck, we will send Ro and we can all watch while Ro takes Rumpel on. I hate Rumpel. I had hopes for him, but not anymore. Belle needs to divorce his ass.
As far as I'm concerned, Rumpel has become completely irredeemable, and you know what the tipping point for me was, as bad as Rumpel has been? It was throwing Mila back in Killian's face.
I
was
think
like,
even
are
that
you
moment
fucking
in the whole,
serious? You fucking asshole. Go the fuck away.
Beyond even Rumpel taking, or ripping Hook's heart out, beyond even that, the most horrible moment in the whole 2 hours was him going, oh, how long did it take you to get over it last time? 300 years? I think that you can do it. Don't you want that taste of vengeance?
I know
again?
you
Like, you know what?
mentioned
Fuck you, dude. Fuck you hard.
Well, and that's the thing. Rumpel he's been doing that this entire season. That he's been projecting his own darkness onto Killian, thinking that Rumpel himself can't change, therefore nobody else can, and so he's been preying on Killian's insecurities about not being able to change. And
can we talk about how red his heart is? It doesn't even have one black spot.
Exactly. I think we could all tell Belle, gotcha, bitch.
I really hope Belle sees it and realizes, oh shit, I done fucked up.
Eat your words.
She is not. Maybe that's what the conversation in the library is about in 412. That, hey, I was wrong. Your heart's not rotten.
Beyond even the fact that he threw Mila up to him, it was the fact that this man is having to watch the woman he loves
again
dying helplessly again in almost the exact same way, tied up, helpless.
Well, Rumpel tells him again, like the fact is that they made it in the exact same way. Like,
yes.
I mean, they even tied him up in the same way with an arm above his head and all that. Everything was exactly the same way as when Mila died.
That's why I say death for him would be too easy. He needs to suffer.
Except for one difference.
If this show ends any other way than Rumpel powerless, I'm gonna be super pissed.
Honestly, there's one difference. Emma didn't die.
Didn't even Robert Carlyle point out that, bringing up the Mila thing was super evil?
Yes.
I remember him saying it.
Bobby is so awesome because he recognizes that Rumpel is a complete shit and is like the worst and cannot be redeemed. And he doesn't understand these people who want Rumpel to be redeemed and shit. Like, he doesn't get it. He's just like, are you people all nuts?
Well, for any of those Rumbell people or the apologists, I mean, he said it straight up to Emma's face. I would always choose magic every single time.
Yep.
When she asked him if he would go into, or if he would give up his magic, he said no. Without even a second thought, I would choose magic every single time. And
he
then she asked him, well, what about Belle? Aren't you afraid of doing something to Belle? And he just said, well, she knows who she married. I'm like, wow.
Well, yeah, and he said, and I love her for thinking the best of me, but I think she's wrong.
I'm like, yeah, because
honestly,
shit.
You know what? You know what also pissed off Killian? The fact that he brought up Neil. He kind of brought up Neil, and Rumpel did not give a shit.
Oh my God. That's
He was
crazy.
like, she's
And
the
does
mother.
anybody?
She's mother to your grandson. Don't do this. And he's like, don't care. Don't give a fuck.
And that's the thing. Rumple, every single time Rumple has thrown his family away, who has been there to make sure his family
Killian Jones.
was loved? That would be Killian
Exactly.
Jones every single time. It's like, dude, really? You're throwing away a perfectly good thing to someone who actually is going to appreciate it. So
I
please.
see a scene like that where he's willing to kill the woman that his son once loved and the mother of his grandson. And then I think about in episode 1 where he knelt at his son's grave and swore he was going to be a good man. And I'm like,
Nope.
what the fuck are you doing? Look at your life.
Nope.
Look at your choices. What?
Nope.
Your son is probably rolling over in his grave. You just
I really
all
hope
over his memory.
somebody brings up Neil to his face and then see how many fucks he actually gave about his son, because clearly if he gave any fucks about his son, he would not be acting like this.
Seriously,
Clearly he
Neil
doesn't.
is like, you fucker. I'm sorry, but I'm kind of picturing Neil with Graham being like, what the fuck? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Graham and Neil are in the afterlife watching what's going on and just going, really?
Yeah, no,
And Cora's like, go Rumple!
okay.
Actually, no, she's a Captain Swan shipper. She's like, you fucker, I'm going to kill you.
That's
What
true.
the fuck? I did
But
not.
my question with Cora is, would her love of Captain Swan trump her love of Rumple, because she loves
Yes.
Rumple?
Probably. Because, I mean, come on, she brought them together, so it's... But seriously, I can totally imagine Neil and Graham being like, yep, this does not surprise me, and Neil being like, Henry, no, stop it, Henry, stop being around your grandfather. Why are you doing that?
You know, I felt like this episode paralleled a lot of stuff from the past, like when she walked outside of the house to meet up with her family, and she did that magical light show. Everyone expected that Killian was going to be there, and he wasn't. And I felt like it was like the Jolly Roger
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
on
Yeah.
crack. It was
Yeah.
like that, only worse.
Yep. Fucking Snow Queen, fucking Rumple,
But can I just say
fucking
that
up my ship.
Elsa is us and we are Elsa? Because that look on her face when they were missing, I was like,
Yay,
sister
Elsa.
girl, I know, trust me,
Wait,
I
hey,
know.
was that Elsa or Georgina?
Oh man, Georgina is hilarious. I love her.
Because Georgina's
But
like,
of course, it hurt my frozen knave loving heart.
no, no, stop that, Michelle.
Crack ship. Like, I understand the difference between a cannon ship and a crack ship.
But still, I do not want to hear that stupid ship name, okay? I hate
At least you do. Maybe you can explain that difference to the rest of the fandom? Possibly?
I mean, seriously, and here was another opportunity to give us some sort of clue what happened to Anna.
one
Nope.
thing.
No clues. I'm like, really? You can't give me a hint? Just a little something to speculate on? Nope, I got Jack.
Yes, a stupid comment about a cat in a hat.
Although that did lead to a funny exchange with Colin and Sean on Twitter, so
Yes.
it was worth it.
And Will's war with the pop-up book. What the hell? I honestly felt like those scenes were just wasting time. They were detracting from what was going on.
They were.
Although I
Yeah.
do appreciate Will's constant need to try and pick a lock when he can just walk into places.
But
It was kind of
Still-
obvious. Yeah.
but still, what library stays open until 10 o'clock at night? For reals?
The one in
Come on.
Storybrooke.
There's not that many people in Storybrooke that need to be checking out books at 10 o'clock at night. And the bitch left the door unlocked. Unfucking locked.
I
Well, it
mean-
was in the middle of the day.
Well, and you know, there's no organization.
It was. That's like the worst library ever.
Seriously.
Belle needs to learn the Library of Congress cataloging.
There
That's
was,
why That's why Belle will need to hire Killian in season 4B because she is just really bad at her job. Can we talk about?
She's gonna hire him in season 3B, Serena. She's gonna hire him in 3B.
Sorry?
Yeah, he's gonna hire him in 3B, Serena.
You mean 4B?
Oh, I meant 4B. Yeah. Can we talk about Snow stopping to talk about Regina's affair while
Oh god, that was so bad.
I felt like that was not well timed at all. Look, you're searching for your daughter who's about to give up her magic, quite possibly forever. You really do not need to be talking about Regina's sex life. It can be tabled for all later.
And why encourage it? I mean, when Snow had the affair, which it wasn't a real affair, and it was all Regina's fault, but let's not bring it up. When she did, it did not end well. It did not. They didn't get together. So why would she encourage Regina to do the same? Why wouldn't she say, yeah, from experience that doesn't end well, so it's just better if you don't do that? Like, why?
And if everyone forget about fucking Marion.
Exactly. Like, Marion was dead. She was dead in the other timeline because she was protecting Snow, and Snow doesn't seem to care. She just, her need to gossip about Regina's sex life is more pressing than like trying to save a person who died for her. Like,
in defense of Snow, we don't actually know if Snow is aware that Marion died in the original timeline to save her life. We never saw anyone have that conversation.
Yes,
I mean, Emma knows, and she should.
Knows Marion is sized.
I mean, at least the writers know, and when they write those scenes, they should think about the implications. Like,
I mean, these are the same people who are trying to foster a Emma Regina friendship, and the only way such a friendship can even begin to thrive is the fact that Emma doesn't know about Graham.
Yep.
Exactly, and they have
to have people omit information in order for some of these relationships to work. They just do.
Honestly, though, I'm just tired of Regina's constant. I mean, her sass is cool at times when it's warranted, but then there are times when it's like, bitch, shut up. When she walks into their apartment with the locator potion, and she's like, you could have called me. This was serious. Why didn't you tell me that? I'm like, bitch, we tried to call you all fucking night. I'm sorry that you didn't have your phone on because you were having,
sex with a married man.
Sex with a married man in a mausoleum.
So you can just shut the hell up.
I don't think that place has good cell phone reception, so it's her fault, really.
And you know what bugs me? It bugs me that Regina, or that Snow has a closer relationship with Regina than she does with her own daughter.
Because she cares more about Regina than her own daughter.
It bugs me.
It does seem that way. It does seem that way. I mean, even if Snow completely forgave Regina for what she did to her, how can she forgive Regina for ruining her daughter's childhood? Like, how can she do that? It doesn't make sense. She shouldn't. It's just no way. Forgiveness is all well and good, but what kind of mother forgives a person for ruining her childhood? That's not human logic, Adam and Hattie. I'm sorry.
I mean, and it's going to be especially heinous if they have Snow like flip out at the Snow Queen for the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's no way. I mean,
because the only reason the Snow Queen even got to Emma in the first place was because Emma was not healthy and loved at home in the Enchanted Forest with her parents, and the reason that happened was because of Regina and her fucking.
And honestly, right now, I'm gonna say it. Ingrid seems to care more about Emma as a daughter than Snow does.
Yeah, and
that's weird because she's fucking nuts.
I mean, Ingrid was actually trying to save Emma's life, unlike somebody else who was just too busy talking about somebody else's sex life.
And I can't even blame Snow as a character because there's no way any character, any person or fictional character would react that way to someone ruining their child's life. Like, no way. So I can't even be mad at Snow because it doesn't feel like a natural reaction for her character. And it makes me mad that Adam and Hedy don't even think about these things, or they just think it's okay.
Well, hey, we've seen the plot holes that they've left before. I mean, in these flashbacks serve to answer questions about, what happened to Anna and Kristoff. Obviously, they didn't age because they were frozen for 28 years, as well as the entirety of the whole, the whole kingdom was frozen. And then she took away Elsa's memory so she wouldn't remember that Anna put her in the urn, but it wouldn't have hurt Elsa because Elsa sacrificed herself. She let Anna put her in there because she didn't, but
no, I saw that she took the memory so that she had a second chance so that she wouldn't know who Ingrid was.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how I saw it too.
Right, and
that's
when
probably
she gives the
why
hat,
she took Emma's memories too.
So then when she makes the trade with the apprentice and she gives him the hat back, he gives her the door to take her to the land without magic. Okay, great. So she's probably in New York or Boston or something. That still doesn't explain how she gets to Storybrooke. We know she was in Storybrooke before the first curse broke. But
I mean, she's crazy and she's following Emma around.
Yeah,
so
but the only reason Emma was able to even see that Storybrooke existed was because she's the savior. There's no way that the Snow Queen could have gotten in there.
Yeah, but I think it works for anybody who's from the Enchanted Forest because August got in and so did Griffin.
Yes. August also got in before the first curse completely broke, but she could get in after time started again, I think.
So anyway, she followed her and she waited.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. She's crazy, she's obsessed with Emma, so I think even after they separated the first time, she would keep stalking Emma. And by the way, if she kept stalking Emma, why didn't she just froze Neil fire when she saw how she was messing with Emma? He should have frozen his ass.
Maybe she just drug him here.
Hans.
Maybe she didn't have magic in the world, probably.
Okay, but she should have just...
Yeah, but she still managed to steal Emma's memory somehow.
Which is impossible because there was no magic outside of Storybrooke.
But
and there wasn't even magic in Storybrooke until Rumpel brought it back.
Emma had magic and Ingrid was like Emma. She had magic within her. She didn't need to take magic from the world. Emma, Ingrid, Elsa, and I think Zelina were the people who had inherent magic inside them, so they didn't need to have magic brought to the world.
Yeah, I agree.
That could be.
And also the dragon from that wonderful season 2 episode, Selfless, Brave and True. Everybody's favorite episode. That was also someone who had...
That means that magic exists in the land without magic, but only in very small pockets.
Well, that's what happened with August and that guy, the dragon guy.
She just said that.
Magic doesn't exist in the land without magic. Magic exists inside Emma or Elsa or Ingrid.
Or the dragon guy.
Or the dragon. Like Rumpel and Regina don't have magic inside them, but they can take it from the air or whatever, from the world. But only in worlds who have magic, like the Enchanted Forest or Wonderland or whatever. In the world without magic, they can do that because there is no magic to take.
But Emma and Elsa were born with it, so they have it.
Yeah, they have it inside them, so they don't have to take it from outside. They have it in them. That's how I
It was
understood
you
it.
all along.
Yeah, that's how I understood it anyway.
You know what's gonna be enema? Killian.
Oh my.
Okay. Can we talk about the Frozen?
Yeah, what do you?
How I knew Kristoff was gonna be there. I knew it.
Well, we knew Kristoff was going to be there because we saw the pictures of him
I
coming
knew
out of that
that,
box
but
with Elf
come
with
on.
Anna being all
But
wet.
I knew that. I'm saying that I knew Kristoff was gonna come first.
So, but that's still. So what? She tossed their frozen popsicle bodies into a
A box.
We don't
Why
know.
not?
box and left them in the ice storage in her friggin' ice cream shop or something.
Probably.
No, because Emma and Elsa like find it in like the sea. So I think she just threw them in the Arendelle like sea, and they just floated until I don't know.
I have no
They
idea
just
how they're going to
floated
turn out, but they
to
are.
Storybrooke.
But seriously, I just loved it because it was like, you lived in a barn. Yes, but that barn was spotless.
And how sad was it that Elsa and Anna had to skulk around their own castle? Like, Elsa's the queen.
Yep.
But the people were apparently so enthralled of her auntie that they needed to skulk around. That's
To
so
be
sad.
fair, Ingrid should have been queen because she wasn't dead and she was the one who was the rightful heir to the throne. Her sister took it only because she trapped her
She
big.
took it because she was the only sister left.
Yeah,
Was dead.
but she was the only
Ingrid
sister left
wasn't-
because she trapped it. She trapped the hair in a urn, which is kind of treason. So to be fair, the throne should be Ingrid's. It
Well,
should be
technically,
Ingrid's.
Emma
Well,
already.
hopefully Ingrid will be deceased so that Elsa can be queen.
Yeah, but I mean, it should be. So if we want to like follow the law, which
Well, we
once
know
upon a time
they don't.
always does.
We know they don't because I mean Regina should not be queen because she killed the heir. She killed.
No. She killed her husband and this throne should have automatically gone to Snow.
Yeah, but Regina wasn't queen because it was a rightful throne. She was queen by force.
Yeah, she stole it.
She took the throne by force, but yeah, Snow was the heir. But then she took it back.
And then you have Charming, who was subbing for his brother, who also wasn't George's blood son. So
He doesn't
but
want George's
George-
kingdom anyway. I
George-
doubt that he would want it.
If there's one thing George had, it's that he was at least a good ruler.
I mean, George adopted Charming to take the place of the other son he adopted. So,
Yeah.
if we follow adoption law, yeah, Charming should have that kingdom. Let's follow the law.
yeah, but George wasn't dead. He's still not.
But they took the throne by force.
Yeah, but returning to
That's
what we
what they did at the time.
returning to what we've been seeing online though. What have you guys thought so far of Cruella's look?
I like it.
It's fine. It's kind
Yeah.
of similar. It's not anything like mind-blowing, but it's good enough. Yeah.
I think
I
yeah.
just hope the actress doesn't play it like it was played by
Glenn Close.
Glenn Close or I don't want it to be cartoonish. I want it to be more dark.
Well, I never saw the movies or the cartoon because it's too depressing for me. So it will be my first Cruella.
I haven't seen it in ages. I'm more worried about Ursula.
Yeah, I want to know if she's going to take her cue from Pat Carroll and the Little Mermaid movie, or if she's going to do her own thing.
I hope she does her own thing because I liked the Ursula like the way Yvette played her, voiced her, but the one Lana played was too over the
like
top.
that.
She was trying.
I get.
She was trying too hard to be the Pat Carroll version, but to me, Pat Carroll, I don't know if you saw the Little Mermaid movie or not, but Pat Carroll is like iconic to me.
I mean, I saw the movie, Ursula. But it wasn't Pat Carroll who voiced it. I saw it in Italian, so
yeah, that is iconic to me, and I cannot imagine Ursula being played any other way.
But I mean, they also made a point that the Ursula from the cartoon wasn't real, and the way Regina portrayed Ursula was offensive to the real Ursula. So they can't have her be like the cartoon. It would be a huge retcon.
Although I appreciate the fact that Ursula that we're having a person of color playing Ursula.
Finally.
Thank the baby Jesus.
Yes. I already saw people bitch about how she isn't fat enough, but
I saw that.
She's not playing and she's not playing an octopod. Okay, she doesn't have tentacles, so she doesn't have to be. And even if she was fat, what does it matter? What does it matter if she was big or small? I don't really care.
I care that she's a good actress, and she is. She is a good actress.
And I'm like really intrigued by this whole Attack of the Villains thing. I'm like, bring it.
But I really want them to make Rumple their bitch, because I'm down with Rumple, and they are supposed to be powerful women. They're supposed to be women in power, and I'm like, I'm done with Rumple killing all the women and the villains like Zelina and Regina.
If Rumple kills the Snow Queen,
Tamara and whatever. No, I really don't want the Snow Queen to die. I know she's
cray.
Okay.
I don't want her to die either. I get it, because I don't want her to die either.
If anything, she's probably going to go into the hat.
I think it's going to be some sort of heroic a redemptive, heroic type sacrifice.
I hope so,
but she's crazy.
I actually want her to lose her power and then go get some therapy. And I don't want her to die. I want her to get help, please.
Get the quality time with Archie.
Yeah. Oh, new ship. Ingrid Archie.
What would the ship name be? Cricket
Snow Cricket. Snow Cricket. Okay, get back at us when you figure out my.
No, not Frozen Cricket, because Frozen Cricket sells also.
Why not Snow Cricket? What's
because it's Snow White.
Okay, whatever. Let's move on. Do you guys have other comments on the episode? I thought it kind of dragged because it really showed that it wasn't originally 2 hours. If you compare it with the season 3 finale, that I think it's it really
shows what happened in the Captain Swan movie.
Yeah, and I wish the ABC had told Adam and Hedy before about needing to have the episode be 2 hours, because they could have done something great. They could have done another like self-contained adventure, another kind of movie like the season 3 finale.
Frankly, I wish they would have, instead of trying to shove the 2-hour episode in the middle of the arc, I wish they would have saved it for the end and just had the mid-season finale be 2 hours.
Yeah, or if they really wanted a 2-hour episode, they could have done it with like a different concept, like they did the movie The Back to the Future for the season 3 finale. They could have done another kind of concept, like It's a Wonderful Life, or alternative universe. Those things are cool to do, and if they have 2 hours, it's even better. And yeah, I thought that was a really bad use of the 2 hours.
It seems like 2 hours were wasted. Especially when most of it was look at Regina and Robin having sex.
Yeah, I don't think it needed to be 2 hours.
It was mostly like the majority. If you really look at it, the majority of it was Regina, Robin stuff that no one really gives a shit about, and flashbacks. Every time that I saw another flashback, I mean, yes, it was necessary to get the answers that we needed about how she.
The flashbacks over the Queen.
I just felt like there was way too many flashbacks, and it was drawn out too much. They could have shored up the flashbacks a lot better than what they did, and focused the majority. I mean, this 2 hours was supposed to be about Emma and her powers and all of those issues.
And there were like 4 Emma scenes.
How much time did she really get? Hardly
Also, yeah, also the fact that they had to stretch out the episode made for some like absurd moments, like Snow and Regina having a chat while Emma was about to die, and Emma waiting for 3 hours before entering that room, and that's yeah.
Yeah, why did they have to wait till sundown to do that? That just seemed dumb.
I don't know.
He just wanted to make it mysterious.
Yeah, the atmosphere is important for evil plans.
And we know for a fact that Rumple Emma scene where he calls her a hero, that was added after they knew it was going to be 2 hours.
Yeah.
You know for a fact that was added in.
Which I'm glad, because it was a good scene.
Yeah, they were good scenes, but yeah, actually I think even the Henry and Regina conversation was added after, and yeah, I mean, it was. It would have been a good conversation for another episode, but the fact that while his mother was in such a crisis, Henry was like whining about not having magic, it's like whatever.
And this is the same kid who tried to blow up the well because he thought
exactly.
magic was trying to ruin his family's life.
And he refused Regina's offer to learn magic in season 2. Like, if he wanted to learn, he knows that Regina can teach him. So if he really does want to have it, why not learn?
Speaking of Henry and like ginormous what the fucks. Okay, at the beginning of the episode, Elsa, Snow, Charming, and Hook have been out all night, and the majority of the previous day looking for her. They've scoured the entire town like 3 or 4 times over. Henry sneaks out once in the early morning and manages to find her without even looking in the woods. What the fuck is that? How does he find her without even really looking for her? And the 4 of them have been out for almost a day and a half trying to track her down, and they can't find her.
I think he was moving around.
I mean, if she had gone to, I don't know, their castle, their place, and maybe the others didn't think to check there, and he did, it would have made sense. But she was in some random woods, so...
Well, he was in the same wood. I think he was in the same woods that when they had the walkie-talkie talk.
I don't know.
I don't
know. All the woods look the same to me now, so yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, they literally scoured everything. They went as far as they could to where the freaking ice wall was, and they still couldn't find her ass. So how the hell does Henry do it? That's so, like, contrived. I think that was just an excuse for her magic to go off again and make her even more scared.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It was.
I mean, it could have been anybody, but they needed it to be Henry because they know that hurting Henry is the thing that would push her over the edge.
Damn right.
Even though she really didn't hurt him that much, I mean, she set off a wave of magic and it passed right through him and nothing happened. Oh, and for anybody who's freaking out going, oh my god, she and Elsa held hands and there was true love magic. I'm like, yeah, she's true love in human form. Whatever she does
Yeah, I was
is going to
say
give
that
off the
earlier.
rainbow of true love. That's her magic.
Yep.
It doesn't mean that the two of them are now in a relationship. It just means that that's how her magic works. But trust me, when she actually does a true love's kiss, you'll know. You'll know.
Oh, we'll know because we'll be dead.
If we're not already dead from the sexy times.
And
I saw someone post on one of those confession blogs going, if they were trying to make it look like Emma wasn't bi, they're doing a piss poor job. Because apparently they think now that she, is, even if she doesn't have a thing for Regina, she might now have a thing for Elsa.
At least their taste is improving.
Yeah, okay. I can ship Frozen Swan. Like if
Yeah, me too.
If there was no Killian, and if there was any inclination of bisexual Emma, I could totally ship Frozen Swan.
I mean, seriously, Emma was. I mean, if Elsa hadn't been there, there would have been a much longer makeout session than Captain Swan had. She's very much into her pirates.
Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, I get that they want the representation, but at least
they have it. Her name is Mulan.
Yes, at least look for it in a character that is actually either bisexual or gay.
Okay, but no, okay, I actually understand it because there are really that many characters who are bisexual or gay in television. So if you are looking for representation and they're in Once Upon a Time and their only option is Mulan, who hasn't been seen for 300 years and was last seen crying because she was like rejected, I can see why they would prefer to look for representation in Emma, and I don't see anything.
Explain where Mulan went. Like he wasn't with the Merry Men, but when we saw the Merry Men again, she wasn't with them.
And now that Jamie Chung's show got canceled, there's no reason they can't bring Mulan back.
Yeah, exactly.
Jamie Chung wants to come back. Like he's dying to come back.
And if they don't bring her back, they're just little shits, so they should. And they kind of have to, because otherwise it's really, really shitty of them to just make Mulan bisexual and then not have her appear anymore. It's just something awful, and yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it. Mulan Elsa.
I could ship it. That would be cool. Mulan and Marion.
Yes, I am a big Mulan and Marion.
Or Mulan and Merida. We haven't had Merida yet.
Yeah. I don't know if Merida would fit, but maybe yes. Okay. Now that we have finished trying to pair off for Mulan, do you guys have any last?
Wing Woman.
Yeah, they should consult us for all relationship in Storybook. Do you guys have any last comments on the episode?
No.
And that I love the whole scarf thing. That she's like, something to belongs to Emma, and to Killian. Oh, I'm gonna go up the scarf.
The Snow Queen is awful. Rumple is worse, and I hate that we.
The Snow Queen is awesome. I disagree strongly, Michelle. The Snow Queen is awesome.
We have 2 weeks to wait before the next episode. Well, now it's like a week and a half.
And the worst part is that we don't really have to wait. Like this week kind of hurts, but it's the start of the week without TV shows.
Oh,
Some
yeah,
of mine are going to be
it's
on.
Thanksgiving week, so nothing's on.
There's no way Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or the 100. How am I going to survive that?
The only thing I think that's on is Flash. Apart
Oh yeah,
from that,
Flash has to be on because they need an extra episode to get caught up with Arrow.
apart from that, there's nothing else.
Oh,
Okay.
Elementary's on too.
Oh,
Okay, guys, if you want to discuss your TV schedule, we can end the podcast now.
hey, one more.
Yeah.
Where the hell is Ben? Seriously, I want to know where Swan is.
Sven will be ruling Arendelle in the absence of Elsa and Hannah and Christoph.
Dude, I can totally
You're
see that.
kindly
Go back. I need to see the Kristoff
your
spin.
overlord. Yeah.
Oh God, that scene was. I fell off of my bed laughing. She opens up that little chest, the door. She goes, "What the hell is that?" Oh, nothing. Just.
Oh, I forgot to tell you about that.
He did say that we might see him again. He just didn't say in what capacity.
Okay, so I think we can end this, and of course we won't have a podcast next week because there's no episode. So we will be back in 2 weeks. And if you want to leave questions, you can do it on the Captain Swan podcast Tumblr. You don't need a Tumblr account. And I think
remember to leave us a review and a rating of 9.
And that too. So I think this is all. Thank you everyone for listening, and bye.
Bye.